have some breaking news now. The Boostly podcast is about to begin. Make sure you like this post, comment #BookDirect, and share this video in Facebook groups. But now, let me hand you over to your host, Mark Simpson.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome everybody. Oh, hang on a second, my lights aren't turned on. Alexa, office lights on. There you go. So welcome one and all. As you are joining us, please remember, get your lucky numbers in between 1 and 10 for Spin the Wheel. Last night, Amy Merrill won those fantastic prizes. We've already linked them up to Mount and Host GPO, which is fantastic. So congratulations on that. We're going to do a brand new one this evening or this afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. And we're going to be giving away another fantastic prize. But how are you all doing today? Let us know. Jump in and just say hi in the chat. Let us know what you've been doing with your homework. I can see so many of you in the group. I've been doing some really cool things with the Monica tool that I showed you yesterday. A big shout out to Jack, who created a poem, which was fantastic. And I saw others bounce off that inspiration and then create their own poems as well. Somebody even tagged me in a post on Instagram. And this is what I love to do. This is what I love to see. People taking the tactics, people taking the tips, and then implementing it into their businesses. Little things every single day. So I really do love seeing that. So give yourselves all a pat on the back, really well done for that one. And today I'm excited because I'm going to walk you through the future, basically, of AI and how it's going to really impact our industry. Before we do that, though, I just want to give a massive thank you. And everybody, please, if you could do your phone, if you're watching on the Facebook on your app, just open up the live video, go to the bottom. There's a load of emoji buttons. Just tap the love heart emoji button as many times as you can do, please. And thank the ambassadors. So Liam and Ger, Melanie and Tracy, who have given up their time to help answer your questions. And there's been loads and loads of questions coming in, but it's been really great to see the ambassadors jump in and just give a quick bit of advice, but also as well to everybody else in the group who have been really engaged and really helping as well, which is always awesome to see. Special mention to Mr. Paul Anderson, to Safa, to Sharon, Lizzie Large, Susan, Cheryl, Carol. It's awesome to see so many of you coming in and really interacting within the group, which is awesome to see. So thank you very kindly for that. All right, should we do it then? Should we do Spin the Wheel? If you want to just have a little look at your screens, I've got the Spin the Wheel app up any second now. And I'm going to do this. So as we always do every day this week, you should all know what's happening by now. We're going to give away a fantastic prize. And I'm going to explain what that is in a second. All you have to do to enter is you need to jump in the comments right now and just do number 1 to number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can only enter once. I will check. And when I spin this wheel, if your number is that lucky number, and we've had 5 and 4 this week already, so if it is that lucky number, that doesn't mean that you automatically win. What you need to do is you then go onto Instagram, send me an Instagram DM at Boostly UK and just say, hey, I was Wednesday's lucky winner number, whatever it is. And then later on, once I get the boys to bed, I'll come back downstairs and I'll get all of the names, check everybody's correct. I'll put your names into a hat, pick a winner out, and then you will win the fantastic prize. And the prize today is a very special one-on-one Zoom call with Melissa and Zach Forrest, who will walk you through their co-hosting model. They'll build a fantastic business over in America. I'm very lucky to say that over the course of the last 2 years, I've got to know them really well. They've been guests on the podcast and they've built a fantastic business. So you get to have a one-on-one fantastic Zoom call with them, which is great. So let's go ahead and do this, shall we? You've got 5 more seconds to get your lucky number in between 1 and 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so no more guesses. And again, if you're watching this back on the replay, you can't enter. This is only for the people that watch live. So if you want to join in the fun, make sure you are here tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK, to join in the fun. We've got 2 more days of this, okay? And then we'll be gone. The group will be closed up. So make sure you come and join us. All right. Let's go. No way. No way. We've had a 5, we've had a 4, and now we have had lucky number 3. So if you were lucky number 3, you know what to do. Jump into the Instagram DM, slide into those DMs at Boostly UK and just say, hey, Mark, I was lucky number 3 on Wednesday, and I'll get all your names down later on. I definitely have seen a 3, so we've got at least one winner, and I'm looking forward to coming back and getting to you all later on, which is good. Okay, let's just quickly delve back to yesterday very quickly. All right, let's just go back very quickly to what we went through yesterday. I walked you through Monica and the cool tool that will just follow you around the internet. A couple of people were saying that with Monica, the YouTube thing would have been very good, but the Monica, you have to pay. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to quickly share my screen and show you this one. So this tool is called GLASP, G-L-A-S-P. Again, it's a totally free tool. You can actually install this on Safari as well as your Google Chrome. And when you're watching a YouTube video, you tap the button which says summarize, and it will, again, take all the transcription and it will put it into ChatGPT. Now, also as well, you can actually use it to summarize blog posts and all those cool things as well. You will actually notice it on my screen at the very bottom. It's this tool here that is just highlighted at the very bottom here. So if you're looking for an alternative, if you didn't want to pay, then GLASP is very, very good for that as well. So it's G-L-A-S-P. So put glasp.co. If someone could put that in the comments, please, that would be fantastic. So again, another little useful tool to look for and use there. So glasp.co. All right, fantastic. All right, now let's move on to today. Boom, boom, boom. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of June. Rosie's 9th birthday today. She is cracking on. 3 more months left and she'll be 1, which is crazy. But what I want to do is today I want to walk through the future and what is going to come next in the world of AI and how it is going to affect not only you, but many, many businesses that are out there. Okay, so this is really, really important that you pay attention now. And I know that when you're watching this, you're trying to do 3 things at once, but it's important that you pay attention because this is going to be some scenarios that I'm going to give you. So first and foremost, there's a tool that I've been talking about for a little while, but I want to just go through it again. And it's this one. It's called Adept. So Adept is a company that has just gone through a massive funding and seed round. And when this tool is available, and it is not available yet, but I'll walk you through it in a second, and I'll show you exactly what it will do. It'll be like Monica, but on steroids. So you know how cool Monica is right now? Well, let me introduce you to this. So adept.ai. Now, this again will be another widget, will be another tool that follows you around the internet. But this will specifically work on the web pages that you are on. So for this scenario that we have here, let's just say we're going to put on your real investor, your investor hat on. So you're looking to grow your short-term rental profile. You're looking to grow your vacation rental profile. You're looking to add more properties. And obviously when you do this, you're looking, on Redfin, Zillow, or in the UK, Rightmove, etc. Now, the example that it has here is that the person has come on to Redfin. So I'm just going to play this video. You should all be able to see this. So he has asked the question, find me a house in Houston that works for a family of 4. My budget is $600K. So a very simple question. And if you wanted to, you could just go a little bit step further. You could go, find me a house in Houston, works for a family of 4, or it could be, 2 bed, free bed, 2 baths. It needs to be close to the hospital. Let's just say that you're looking to attract medium-term rentals, let's say. You can put that question in. Now, what it's doing is this isn't working on a separate site. So this isn't working on OpenAI. This isn't Monica doing this. This is this tool that's doing it directly on the site. So you've asked a question. And what it's now doing is it is actually running that task for you. So it's actually taken over the screen. It's taken over the website, and it is putting in all of those scenarios for you. Okay. Now you can then train this bot to say yes or no. So what you could then do with this is that this property's come up. Okay. This one, 4 bed, 3.5 baths. You could then take this tool and then go over to something like AirDNA. Okay. And you can go run your checks through that. And if you've got a spreadsheet, so you've got a spreadsheet that checks all this data, you could then take this property, put the postcode in and run it through all of this data and say, does this work for a 20% cash on cash return? Does this work that will actually make me money compared to the market? And all of this is being doing automated. So instead of you having to spend hours and hours and hours doing this bot will literally do it for you within minutes. And that is just one example. Another example is for marketing. So this example here is using Salesforce. Salesforce is a very popular CRM tool. The version that I talk about a lot is MailChimp. Okay. So obviously, if you want to build a business that's going to grow and scale, you need to build a list. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to be able to build emails and a database. Now, with this tool, what you'll be able to do is say that you've built a list of 100 people. There's 100 people on there, but you want to know who is the most active, engaged user on my emails. Who is the person that is opening the emails the most? Who's clicking to the links? Which of my guests over the last 14 months has spent the most money with me or left me the best reviews? Well, instead of you having to spend hours trying to find that person, you could ask this tool to do it for you. And again, that's the example that it gives there. And again, Google Sheets. So as you grow and scale, you want to be able to find out, which of your properties is producing the best revenue, or it could be which of the guests is the best in terms of generating revenue. You could have a couple of repeat guests, and you've got all this data that's going to be stored on your property management software tool. So then you can export that and you can put it onto Google Sheets. Now, if you're like me, I see some people that are phenomenal with Google Sheets at creating these formulas and these sums. I can't do that, right? All I would then do is I would use this tool and I would just say, okay, here's all the data that I've got from all of the guests and all of my properties. Can you find me which one is the best performing property? Can you find me which is X, Y, and Z? And this tool will do it for you, okay? And I can go on and on and on and on. Now, like I said, this tool is not yet available. It's waitlist only. So I've obviously joined the waitlist, and I encourage every single one of you to go and join that waitlist as well, and just keep an eye on for when it is going to be available. Okay. So that's adept.ai. If someone could just please put the link to Adept into the comments below, that'd be fantastic. And then let me know if you have managed to get onto the waitlist as well. All right, let me have a little look at the comments. I can see, I can see people saying, "I keep losing the video. I keep losing the video." Yada yada yada. I can assure you that I am here. I can assure you that I am live with you, and I can assure you that we are here. If the video keeps cutting out, you can come back and you can try again later on. Just all I need for you to do, in a favor, just give me a hashtag yes if you can see me okay, and give me a hashtag no if it keeps cutting out. This is the fun and games of Facebook, and again, this is the fun and games of running a live video or training on the Facebook platform. Sometimes it can go very, very, very glitchy. Okay, but for the most part, I think we've got you. Fantastic. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to keep on going because you can always watch this back. And I am also saving a hard copy as well, so that I can also upload it and you can watch it back later on. People are in Belize in the middle of a storm and watching on the phone because Virgin has a fault. I think the heat has got to a lot of people today. All right. Now let's move on to the next one. Which is the next topic that I want to talk about. And this is a very real scenario that I've been playing out and I've talked about a lot, but I really want to make sure that everybody is aware of this. So I have mentioned this screen and this slide on a podcast and webinars that I've been doing over the last sort of 4, 5, 6 months. But I really want to hammer it home right now because this is very important because this is coming faster than I anticipated. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples I've just been doing myself just before we came online, okay? Now, the title is this the end of Airbnb? Now, it is a bit clickbaity, it is a bit dramatic, but it's very prevalent and relevant, okay? Because what is happening over the course of the last 6 months is that more and more and more, we as human beings, business owners, who this is affecting first, are utilizing this tool to save us time. Okay, so let's have our business hats on for a second. All right, now let's take off our business hats and let's put on a guest hat. Now, when a guest who doesn't know you per se or doesn't know where they're going to go and is in that 5 stages of the booking process. Again, if you've bought the copy of the Book Direct Playbook, you'll know that there are 5 stages to the booking process. And the first one is all about research. Okay. So you got to find the place. And this is a very time consuming part of it because what you do is you go, okay, I know that I need to go to, say, Nashville, right? I've never been to Nashville. I don't know anybody in Nashville. So I'm going to go and do a search and I'm going to go and try and find a place or a property. Majority of the time, you're going to go and start your search on Google. And then depends on what comes up, you will click on one of the first things that you see on Google. Now, again, depends on who pays the most money is what's going to come up first. And we're just going to assume in this scenario that it's Airbnb, Booking.com, Vrbo. Those will be the ones that come up. You may find a Hilton or a Marriott, okay? And if nobody knows Nashville, if nobody knows anybody in the area, if nobody knows, to go to Facebook groups, they're going to go to an OTA. Then what they got to do is they got to go and find. So they have to put in the parameters, the filters, the price, and all that jazz. And then all of these options come up. Okay? All of these options come up. And then sometimes what we see the majority of people do, they click on a map. They go and find destination. Then they'll click on properties. They have to read all the properties. They have to read all the things, look at all the pictures. And then they have to go and do a lot of research. Again, it's a lot of time, right? Now, one thing that we are realizing and I know, Laurie, I know you're in Nashville, but just let's set the scenario that I haven't got a clue, okay? Let's just say I'm the guest who hasn't got a clue, right? But let's set this other scenario, okay? And that right now we are realizing that with AI, with GPT, it saves us what? Time, okay? So if you can just put time in the comments, that'd be great. Now, when this starts to affect everyday users, your guests, your future potential guests, then this is when this next scenario will play out. Only last week, let's say 2 weeks ago, Apple announced their brand new product, this Vision Pro, okay? At that same event, Tim Cook sat down with a reporter and they announced that Siri, which is part of their voice activation surface, is getting a massive upgrade, okay? Amazon have announced very recently in a press release that their Alexa devices are getting a massive upgrade. And it's only a matter of time before Google Home do something to their devices as well. Because at the present moment in time, if you were to ask your Siri device or your Alexa device to find you a place to stay, it's a really poor user experience. And again, even if I was to go on to Bard right now, which is Google version of AI, and even right now, if I was to go on to ChatGPT and if I was to ask it these questions, which I did do earlier, again, I'm planning me a vacation to Nashville. I need to be staying near downtown. The budget is $200 a night. It needs to sleep 4 people, 2 double rooms. Again, it came up with some really random solutions, okay? And I asked ChatGPT, and again, it gave me a couple of ones, but again, it wasn't really spot on. So this is still at the very early stages of this, but the next level of the upgrade is where it's going to get interesting. And it's going to become a case in point in time where I, as a consumer, will save so much time by not having to do the research, and I could just go and ask a robot to do it for me. And again, if you just think about it, hey, put in the parameters, maximum budget, $200 a night, yada, yada, yada. And the thing that's coming next with ChatGPT, and I alluded to this the other day, is that when we're using this software, this tool right now, every single time we use it, we have to train it to know more about us, okay? Every single time. But what's coming next is it's going to be able to learn about you. It's going to be able to learn about your likes, your dislikes, your mannerisms, where you go, what you do. And if you're thinking, well, that's a bit crazy, how can this tool know this? Well, just imagine all of the data that Google is sat on. Just imagine the data that Alexa and Amazon is sat on right now. Just go and think of the data that Apple is sat on right now. And all of them are changing all of their rules. Now, for those of you that are up to date, you will know that Google has very quickly changed Google Analytics because of Apple, because Apple are not sharing as much data with Google as they were before. Apple now is stopping sharing data with Meta, for example. And there's all of this big hoo-ha about data because everybody is fighting for it. And it's going to become a case in point in time where these softwares and these providers will know everything about you. So if I was to go to Alexa, and I could go to Alexa over the course of maybe, let's just say a year from now, I could have a proper conversation with it to the point where it knows everything about me, to the point where I could go, right, find me a place in Nashville, $200 a night. You know what I like, you know what I don't like. It needs to be near 100 yards from downtown. Go and find me a place. Now, all of these devices, all of these robots, they don't care about brand loyalty. All it cares is about finding the best price for the solution for the user, okay? All it cares about is making sure that the person that's asked me the question gets the best result, okay? And what everybody needs to do now, and this is your homework, and there's no tool that you need to go and download. This is something that everybody needs to do. What we as hosts need to make sure is that the price that is online is the best price that is out there. So let's just say, for example, your base rate is $100 a night, just as an example. Go onto your property management software tool now and go and mark up the prices by 10, 20, 30, 40%, however percent you want it to be on the OTAs. So when a guest is online and when a guest is looking around, and they do look around, for example, there's a new website that's getting really popular that's called HiChee. So HICHEE.com. And the way that this works is that go and put your Airbnb, Booking.com or Vrbo link in here. And this software will tell you exactly where the best price is, because everybody now knows that hosts are getting smart and savvy with this. So go and test it out on there. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that right here is your property, is your direct booking website, is your PMS. So let's just say you're with Uplisting. You would go into Uplisting and your base rate is $100 a night. On there, you can go, right, well, Airbnb is going to be 20% extra, 30% extra for Vrbo, 40% extra for Booking.com. Okay. So it always means that the best rate is on your website. Then what you can then go and do is any marketing that you have, i.e. your direct booking website, i.e. a blog that you're going to create with ChatGPT, a social media post. And every time you talk about it, you can honestly say the best rates are when you book direct. So when that robot is doing a search and it will go to Google first. And again, this is another big thing that I need everybody to pay attention of is Google Vacation Rentals. This is going to really impact this industry more than I think what everybody realizes. They are at the moment ramping up, getting ready. They're getting rid of everybody who's got a Google My Business page with a vacation rental, and they are getting ready for this next stage. Because when this robot is doing this search around, it's just going to look for the best rate for the client. In fact, when I did a search of this on ChatGPT, and I went to ask it to go and find me a place to stay. Let me just bring you back to here. If you zoom in very quickly, it says, please note that prices vary based on date and availability, and it's always a good idea to check directly with the hotel accommodation or trusted travel site. So it doesn't mention Airbnb or etc., but it does talk about checking directly. So this is going to be something that is going to impact a lot. So this is your homework, and I want you all to make sure that you do this. Number one, go and make sure by logging on to your property management software tools that your price is at the lowest. And then go and rank price up the price that you're sending to Vrbo, Airbnb, and the OTAs. Now, if your property management software tool doesn't currently support this, then this is your extra homework. I want for you to put in a feature request. Okay? All of these property management software tools have a feature request box. Just everybody go and spam their PMS and say, I want to be able to offer this. Okay? Because if one person does it, they won't do out. But if you do it en masse, then they will. And if you want to put a little asterisk on, tell them that Boostly sent you. That website, again, is Hichee, so Hichee, if you want to go and check that. And then once you have done that, I've got a final bit of homework for you. I want for you to create a social media post using ChatGPT that talks about the best rates when you book direct, and go and post it out on Facebook groups, go post it out on Instagram, go post it out on LinkedIn, wherever you want to post it. If you want to write a blog for your website, go ahead and write a blog and talk about why it's best to book direct, and talk about, yourself, the property, how many properties you've got, and talk about that. Because right now, my mission is to help 1 million hosts grow your hospitality business without the reliance or the over-reliance on Airbnb and the OTAs. So I want to re-educate 1 million hosts. For this to truly work, I need those 1 million hosts to also educate and re-educate their guests about the power of direct bookings. Now, the reason why 1 million is that the ultimate goal, the big hairy goal, is to get a foot at the table at Booking.com, Airbnb, and Vrbo, the Expedia group, and be able to represent hosts, because there isn't that at the moment. And by doing so, we may be able to get better commission rates. We may be able to get more power, better policies, to be treated like partners. But to do that, we need to go in force. We need to be able to go not separately, together as one, and say, hey, this is what we need, this is what we want. We don't feel like we're being treated fairly. And if we can do that, if I can help educate 1 million hosts, if you can grow your businesses and we can show them that we can do this by ourselves, then that's how we get their attention. And a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned this in a podcast I was doing recently, and I mentioned this on a webinar, I was in London at an event, and if I needed any indicator that we are getting the word out there, if we are getting their attention, I found out that one of the OTAs has got a file on little old Mark Simpson of Boostly, which is great because it shows that we're making a difference. So the only way we're going to do this is if we take action. So number one, go to your property management software tool right now. Go and up the price that is direct to the OTAs if you're not already. If your PMS doesn't offer that, open up a support ticket and ask for a feature request. If you have done that, and if you can do that, then go and create the social media posts and the blog posts using ChatGPT to talk about how the best rates are when you book direct. And then come into the group and just put #done and let us know what you've done. Include links, show us, let's get inspiration. Let's do what Jack did today. Jack posted that up. So many of you got inspiration from it and ran with it. This is how we're going to do it. And this is why we do it in a week like today, when we've got 300 people taking part, over 150 people with us right now live, which is fantastic. So we're going to do it in force, do it in numbers. So if you're with me, leave a #hell yeah in the chat, and I will let you go and do your homework. Tomorrow, make sure you're back at 6 o'clock, because it's another important one. We're going to come back and do another spin the wheel. But with that being said, I'm going to let you go. Let me see those hashtag hell yeahs. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm going to do a separate post in the group, which is going to be questions, Fred. If you need help, advice, guidance, etc., come and showcase what you're doing with the homework as well. And as always, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Apologies if tonight was a little bit glitchy with video. Good old Facebook, but I'll make sure that the recording is in the group. You should know where the group is right now. And I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good evening, have a good afternoon, and have a good morning. And please, please, please keep sharing about this group. Keep sharing about this training. People can still join now and they can get caught up. It's super simple to do so. We've got nearly 1,000 people in the group, which is phenomenal. Please, please, please keep telling everybody about it. And I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
This is a freestyle. I'm going off the dome. Ready for my close-up? Good looking. Let me tell you, get more bookings. Oh, that'd be nice. Giving me tips, tools, and advice. Yeah, you're gonna get them, hon. You're gonna sit back, listen to Mark Simpson. Whoa, having a blast. Gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely. If you want my respect, you better boot direct. Here are the words in the podcast, that's what comes next.